Welcome to Chop, which is Japanese language training. We provide an online tutorial for people who aspires to work in Japan. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to keep you updated on our lessons to help you master Japanese language in no time. Konnichiwa, hello. We are now in part 2 of Japanese sounds and writing. I hope you still remember our lessons from part 1, which help you in identifying the different Japanese scripts such as hiragana, katakana, and kanji and their different uses. Also, from part 1, I already taught you how to pronounce the short and long vowels as well as the use of small two. Now, let's proceed to part 2. In part 2, we'll start with the pronunciation of So, is one mora long or one syllable long and never appears at the beginning of a word. It is easier to say it is pronounced as or according to the sound that comes after it. So even though in a written Japanese script, it is written as but depends on the sound that comes before it, it'll be pronounced differently. So let's start with the basic. Okay, so before the ta, da, ra, and narrow, it is pronounced as So I hope you still remember or you do know what are the other sounds that are under the taro. Taro, ra, and narrow. All right, so let's begin. Example. In Japanese, opposite is hantai. Again, hantai. So since the appears before the ta, it is pronounced as So we have hantai. Again, hantai. Hantai, opposite. Now we have undo for sports. Again, undo, sports. So it is pronounced as because it appears before the da or do sound. Undo. Again, slowly. Undo. So notice how I also pronounce the do longer because do is followed by a vowel u, which makes the sound or the mora or the syllable longer than the usual. Next example, we have senro or tra. Again, senro or tra. So is pronounced as in this word because it comes before the ro sound, which is under the raro. Again, slowly, senro, senro, tra. Now, for our last example, under the sound, we have minna, which means everyone. Again, minna, everyone. Slowly, per syllable, na, minna, because it comes before the na, which is under the narrow. Now, I'll tell you or I'll say the English words and then you'll be responsible for saying the Japanese word. All right, let's begin. I'll give you a few seconds before I give you the right answer. All right, opposite. Hantai. Again, hantai. Opposite. Next, sports. Undo. Undo. Sports. Next, track. Senro. 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 Track. And now, lastly, everyone. Minna. 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 Everyone. All right. Now, for the next pronunciation of we have So before or if the appears before the ba, pa, and maro or ma sounds, it is pronounced as mm. Again, say it with me. Mm. All right. It's like how you say mm. Got that? All right. Now let's look at the examples. All right. In Japanese, newspaper is called shimbun. Again, shimbun. All right. As you notice, even though the letter or the script is written as it is read as because it appears before the bu, which is under the barrow. So instead of saying shinbun, we say shimbun. Again, slowly, shimbun, shimbun, newspaper. Next, pencil in Japanese is empitsu. Again, empitsu. Even though it is written as empitsu, we should read it and pronounce it as empitsu, pencil. Now, let's say that again slowly, per syllable. Empitsu, empitsu, pencil. Next, destiny. Now, who wants to know their destiny? All right. Destiny in Japanese is unmei. Again, unmei. Even though it is written as unmei, it should be pronounced as unmei. Again, slowly, per syllable. Unmei. 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 Destiny. Now, I'll say the English term and then you'll be responsible for saying the Japanese term. Are you ready? I'll give you a few seconds before I give you the right answer. Let's start. Newspaper. Shimbun. Again, shimbun. Newspaper. Next, pencil. Empitsu. Again, empitsu. Empitsu. Pencil. Now, destiny. Unmei. Unmei. Destiny. You got that? Wakarimasu ka? Hai, wakarimasu. Now next. So if the appears before the ka and garo, it is pronounced as You know the sound when you stick your tongue to your upper palate and say something like that. Okay. So to make it easier, I'll give you an example. Now, in Nihongo or in Japanese language, weather is tenki. Again, tenki. So even though it is written as tenki, it should be pronounced as tenki. So it is pronounced as because the appears before the ki, which is under the karo. So again, weather in Japanese is tenki. Another example that we have is kengaku, or study visit, something like your field trip and so on. So again, kengaku. So it is read as kengaku because the appears before the ga, which is under the garo, of course. Again, kengaku. Study visit. Slowly, per syllable, we have kengaku. Study visit. Now, I want you to practice on your own. So I'll give you the English term and you'll be responsible for giving me the Japanese term. All right, I'll give you a few seconds before I give you the right answer. Let's go. Weather. Tenki. Again, tenki. Tenki. Ki, weather. And then we have study visit. Kengaku. Again, kengaku. Kengaku. Study visit. Wakarimasu ka? I hope you do. Okay. Now, we also have contracted sounds in Japanese. So what are contracted sounds? So these are sounds represented by using one of the small hiraganas, which are ya, yu, and yo. It is combined with a full-size hiragana, and it is called a yoon, or a contracted sound. So this ya, yu, and yo are usually written half the size by full hiragana. Remember that. All right? So although it is written with two letters, these sounds are read as one mora or one syllable. So for you to better understand what I'm talking about, I'll be giving you the examples. Okay. So we have this one here. In Japanese, we say jump as hiyaku. Jump. Again, hiyaku. And then for 100, it's yaku. Again, yaku. So notice how in hiyaku, the ya is written as the same size as hi and ku. While in this one, the ya is written half the size of hi and ku, making it read with hi as ya. Okay? Making it contracted or making it sound like just one syllable. So again, kindly listen to me so you would know the difference. Okay? Iyaku, yaku. Iyaku, yaku. Alright? I hope you notice the difference between the two, okay? Because saying hiyaku is very different to saying yaku. It's like you wanted to say hiyaku-eng or 100 yen. But then if you say hiyaku-eng, you would mean 100, you would mean jump and then yen, which is very different, all right? Next, we have GU for freedom, GU for freedom, and then U, which means stand. So here, the U in freedom, U is written as the same size as G and U, while in 10, U is written half the size of G and U, which makes it a contracted sound. So we would read it as Ju, not GU. So please listen while I'll say both words and notice the difference. GU, Ju. GU, Ju. Okay, so that's very different. Okay, we're in saying 10 as 10 and then GU as freedom. Next, now this one you have to remember because this is oftenly misunderstood or mistranslated when you pronounce it very differently. Okay, in Japanese, salon is ryoi, ryoi, while hospital is byoin. Again, byoin. Now, I want to make an emphasis on this word, so I'll say it slowly for you. Salon, byoin. Byoin. Salon. For hospital, we have byoin. 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 Hospital. So did you notice a difference? I hope you do because a lot of people, okay, especially those who are still learning Japanese, when they say these words to a native Japanese speaker, they would often like mispronounce going to the hospital as going to a bio. Okay, so you should know the difference between two. It's like, what if you were really sick and you would want your superior, which is a Japanese, to say you would want to go to a byoin, which is a hospital, but then you accidentally say that you wanted to go to a byoin. So do you think they would allow you to do that? Of course not. Because for them, they thought you'll be going to a salon, not a hospital. So keep when saying you want to go to a byo-in, not in a byo-in. Okay, so to give you more emphasis on these words, let's repeat that again. Salon is byo-in, while hospital is byo-in. Got that? Wakarimashita ka? Hai, wakarimasu. All right. Next examples we have. Okay, this one is written in katakana. Shatsu for shirt. Again, shatsu, shirt. And then we have ocha, tea. O-cha, tea. Now for milk. Gyunyu. Gyunyu, milk. Other examples we have kyo for today. Kyo, today. And then for your department head, we call them bucho. Bucho, department head. And of course, my personal favorite, to travel, ryoko. Again, ryoko, travel. All right. So let's repeat all of the words again. I'll be telling you the English terms and you'll be responsible for saying the Japanese terms. I'll give you a few seconds before I give you the right answer. Let's go. Jump. Hiyaku. Hiyaku. Jump. Now, 100. Hiyaku. Hiyaku. 100. Next, freedom. Jiyu. Jiyu. Freedom. Now 10. Ju. Again, Ju. Okay. Now we'll move on to the oftenly mistranslated word or misunderstood word, salon. Yoi. Yoi. Salon. Now, hospital. Yoi. Yo-in. Next, shirt. Shatsu. Shatsu. Shirt. Tea. Ocha. O-cha. Tea. Now what do we add to tea? Milk. Gyunyu. Gyunyu. Milk. So today, kyo. Kyo. And then what do we call our department head in Japanese? Bucho. Bucho. Department head. And now again, for my personal favorite, travel. Ryoko. 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 Travel. Got that? Wakarimashita ka? Hai, wakarimasu ne. Okay. So in English, if we do have silent letters, and I hope you do remember your silent letters, we also have those in Japanese. And we call them the voicing vowels. So the voicing vowels often happens to E and U sounds, which are always or tend to be voiced and become silent when they fall between voiceless consonants. So I believe I talked about this a little bit on our critics and expressions, but then let's go deeper into those words. So in Japanese, when you like something or like someone, you call it ski for like. Again, ski for like. Even though it is spelled as suki, we pronounce it as ski, making the u of su silent. So again, for like, ski. Ki, like. Next. All right. So this one, you'll be hearing this mostly at the end of the sentences. This is pronounced as des. Again, des. This denotes a very polite sentence. So des. Even though it is pronounced as desu, or sorry, it is spelled as desu, it should be pronounced as des. Once again, des. All right. Next, mas. I know you've heard me pronounce this in Ohio gozaimasu. And what else? Onegai shimasu. Okay? So this is also attached to words, mostly in verbs, to make it sound as a polite term. All right. So even though it is spelled as masu, we pronounce it as mas, making it mas. Okay? The voicing or making the u in su silent. Again, mas. Next example. Okay. When you want something or want to do something, in Japanese, we say it shitai desu. Shitai desu. Instead of saying shitai desu, in shi, we voice the e sound, making shitai. Yes. Want to do something. Shitai. Not shitai, but shitai. Right? Please do note of the shitai and apart from or not shitai. Okay. And then, of course, another example would be to listen is kikmasu. Kikmasu. Okay. So in here, in kikmasu, or to listen, we made the second I of the ki silent, and then the u of the su. So instead of saying kikimasu, we say kikmasu. Okay? Kikmasu. To listen. Now, for your practice, I'll be saying the English term and you'll be responsible for saying the Japanese. Alright? I'll give you a few seconds before I give you the right answer. Hajimemashou. Okay. Like. Like. Ski. Again, ski. Now, okay, now I'm not sure how to make you say this, but all right. The polite term in every end of the sentence, des. Des. Now next, the term used or attached to verbs to make it polite, mas. Mas. Now, what do we say when we want to do something in Japanese? Shitai desu. Shitai desu. And now lastly, to listen. Kikmasu. Kikmasu. Got that? Karimashita ka? Yeah. Owarimashou ne? So alright, that's going to do it for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you'll be updated with our lessons. And also please do review with our videos. Alright? Mina, gambarimashou. Or in Japanese, good luck everyone. See you again later or soon when you decided to continue with your Japanese lessons. Bye!